Hello, fellow language teachers. We're going to work through a checklist for a video shoot of yourself or others. This is the list. Let's start working through it. Colorful clothing. Make sure your people and yourself are wearing clothes that have some good color contrast and some depth to them. I'm one to talk, right? I mean, here I am, and some of the tips, I'm wearing a burgundy shirt, and you can't even see some of the things that I'm holding. Well, these tips are informal, and so I didn't reshoot it. But here I am, violating my own advice. Number 2, make sure the lights are on. It's definitely easy to have your lights set up and then to turn them off while you get other things arranged and forget to turn them back on. It's really easy to do that. Even when I worked in television, in a television studio, I had the same problem. It's easy to forget when you're getting all kinds of things arranged that your lights aren't on. Sometimes you just don't have a way to make the light conditions any better than they are. Here I am filming these previous slaves. These are deaf people who were enslaved by fellow Hispanics and then eventually freed by United States police because they were on this side of the border. And they agreed to meet with me, and so we had a really neat conversation, which made for a really neat series of lessons in a body shop of all places that was no longer being used. Number 3, shadows or glints. Make sure that you stay on the lookout for these because your lights themselves can cause annoying shadows in the background. Also, the lights can cause annoying reflections on eyeglasses, jewelry, and furniture. Number 4, no psychedelics. Be very sure participants are wearing clothing that will not make the camera go crazy. It's really not the camera so much as it is what we call sampling during production. What you have is an image of less quality. That way it's not a huge file that you can't hardly even upload. People need to wear prints with lines that are not very close. You see me with the green shirt, which is not a very good color for this interview, but it's okay. Anyway, so the lines on my shirt are plenty far apart. Number 5, if you're using a microphone that requires a battery, check that battery. And if you're not sure that it's still in good shape, then set it aside and stick in a good strong battery. Otherwise, your audio will be scratchy, and it will sound very unpleasant. And finally, number 6, pay attention to the camera motion. Use a tripod or hold still. Holding a video camera in your hand and holding still can take a lot of practice. And sometimes after you are practiced, you can even do some crazy things that are on the border of unacceptable, and yet, sometimes the rugged motion is okay. Here I wanted to film some interesting looking birds, but I got a surprise. So there's your checklist. Colorful clothing, lights on, shadows or glints, no psychedelics, mic battery, camera motion. Put it on a little card and stick it in your video camera bag, and it'll save you an awful lot of heartaches.